surprise of some kind, it could possibly suspend elections and institute martial law. And that's what this article that I gave Paul is about. I encourage you to Google it. Enemy Belligerent Act, John McCain and Lieberman. So it's something that could happen in our lifetimes. And when I talk to people about it who are not politically astute, they get scared. They say, oh, don't talk about those things. They scare me. I said, well, would you rather have the air raid sirens going off, letting you know there's tornadoes? Somebody heard them the other night. Telling you there's tornadoes in the area, get up and pay attention because something is going to happen. So that's our call. We are the clarion cry to the world and to our world to do something extraordinary, to be instant in season, to be ready to jump in and do what you need to do. And I'd just like to close with a thought. A story I read some years ago about a man named Lou Little. He was a coach of the football team at Columbia University back in the 60s. And they had a very good team that year. They had a young man on the team, John. John was not the most athletic guy. He couldn't quite make the grade. He was on the team, but they kept him on more as moral support than anything else because he had such a great attitude. And the coach said he always was the first one to arrive at practice. He always was the last one to leave. And he would often see his father sitting in the stands watching him during practice. And after, they would be walking back to their home, which is a few blocks from the university, arm in arm, father and son, every single day after football practice. And so at times, at the end of the game, if they were ahead, they'd put John in for one or two plays. And it was just kind of a morale builder for the team. They all loved John. Well, one day, the coach got a call from John's mother saying that his father had passed away. And she said, you're probably the closest thing we have to a father next to his dad, and we wonder if you would break the news to John. And so after practice, they brought him in the office, and the coach said, I just have some very sad news to tell you, that your father has just passed away. And he then accompanied John, went to the hospital, and there with his mother, they took care of all the arrangements. And so the very next Sunday was the big game against Georgetown. It was for the championship that year. And John said to the coach, Coach, could I ask you for a big favor? And John said, if I can, sure. He said, could I start in the game on Sunday? And the coach said, I don't know, John. You know, this is a big game. This is the most important game of the season. But he said, okay. He said, I'll let you start. And so John played the first play, second play, the third play. And he kept doing something extraordinary in the game. And the coach left him in for the whole game. At the end of the game, the score's tied. John hits the defender. The ball comes loose. He picks up a fumble and scrambles with the winning touchdown. They carry John off on their shoulders. Everyone's ecstatic. The place is going wild. And the coach said, I never saw you play like that. How did you do it? He said, well, Coach, something maybe you didn't know is my dad was blind. And it's the first time my dad saw me play a game. Coach Carpenter from the University of Colorado was playing a big game similar to that. And what he did when he showed up at the last practice, he gave each of the team players a football, a brand new football. He said, I want you to autograph this football with your name. And I want you to give it to the most important person in your life. Maybe it's a girlfriend, a wife, mom, dad, brother, sister. I want you to give this football to them and tell them, you are dedicating this game with this football. They went out, and of course, they killed the opposition. We're being called upon. We're just regular people, even our candidates here. And one of the things I love about you is you're all just regular guys. Joe Walsh, Dan, you're regular people. And God is calling us to be instant in season. To be called upon to do something you never thought you could do. And I believe when you do, that hero hero inside of you will be kindled. We'll be doing something in a supernatural way. And I believe this God is watching. And maybe all those founding fathers, I don't want to get into theology of it, but just maybe they're watching too. Can we be instant in season? Can we exceed expectations? Can we do something somebody never thought? I never thought they could do that. The British government underestimated what a bunch of rowdy frontiersmen could do against the greatest army in the world. And I think there's people today who are underestimating the power of God working in common people to do something extraordinary, to be instant in season in this day.